And the new Assembly of First Nations National Chief, Cindy Woodhouse, is speaking at the convention in Ottawa. Let's listen.
Island is Indian land. I'd like to thank, there's so many, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And first and foremost, I want to thank the candidates. You know, when you're in an election like this, you spend days with each other and you become family. But I'm happy that today, David and I had a long discussion last night. We had a long discussion this morning. And of course, our National Chief, Joanna Bernard, and we came together in a good way because we have to work for you. We can't, this isn't about us. I had a call from Vancouver's east side from somebody very dear to me. And they called and they said, "Is the election done yet?" And this is somebody that's homeless and on our streets in Vancouver's east side. And they're watching what we're doing here right now. And those are the people that we have to stand up and fight for. And so Canada, if you're listening, to Canada and to Canadians, we need your support. You have to work with First Nations people in a good way. We are here in a good way. I've been raised like that from my father, and the teachings of my mother, that we have to work with all people. But at the same time, there's a point where if you don't listen to our people, you don't listen to our chiefs, you don't answer them, then there's problems. And so to Canada, we're coming for you. Yeah. I know it's been a long week, and I know that many of you have stayed around a lot. You know, we had a long night last night, so just in closing, I know that we have a lot of work to do. I want to thank the chiefs that came before me, all of my chiefs that are here, the chiefs, and many of them that have left, the late Chief Francis Flett and Perry Bellegarde, former national chief, who I traveled with for 6 years from coast to coast to coast to many of your communities. And now for the past 3 years, I've been working with my Manitoba chiefs directly. I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just in a different city now, as with all of you. And my role every day is going to be to answer the calls of our chiefs. And that's the duty of the national chief. And to the Assembly of First Nations staff, we have a meeting, and our first meeting is we work for the chiefs first and foremost, and we work for our First Nations people, and we get them their results every time that they call. And I know that you have, but we need to make sure that we have space within the Assembly of First Nations, that when they come to Ottawa, that office is your office. That is your office. That's not my office, that's your office. Yeah. I also want to thank trailblazers that many women that came before me. Margaret Swan, where's Margaret? Margaret I used to babysit her children when she was she was our first woman Grand Chief back in the 90s in Manitoba. And you trailblazed and broke down a lot of doors for our people. And I know sometimes the boys were tough on you, but watching you, I've seen you never gave up, and you're still standing here, helping us to try and close major gaps for our kids in this country. And so I uplift you for that work, and Florence McLean, that Lake Manitoba First Nations, even Chief Cornell McLean, I don't know if he's here, but all of our chiefs, and I have to say, I commend, from Manitoba, we have our first Grand Chief from the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs, Kathy Merrick, and a lot of movement here. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I also want to thank Roseanne Archibald, because she smashed glass ceilings for all of us, you know, and I know that things aren't easy, and that, you know, but I lift you up. I lift you up in a good way. And I hope that we can all come together, all of us, because we have to be united in this assembly. We have to love each other. I also want to thank Interim National Chief Joanna Bernard, who has worked tirelessly for all these months in a time of hardship, that she stepped up and showed strong leadership, even this morning, walking in with us in a good way, because we know how difficult it is, and one person can't do it alone. I need each and every one of you. So in closing, I want to thank my children, Kyler Colt and Jade. I want to thank my parents who are here with me, Lorette and Garnet Woodhouse. Mom, yeah. Mom never had, my grandmother went through a lot, and so she never raised Mom. Granny raised Mom, but my mom was sent to different homes right off the bat. And there wasn't a child welfare system back then, so whoever on the community could keep her kept her. And of course, her father is, he's non-native, and he also left, and so they're both at fault equally. But she had a tough life, and yet she always kept her faith in Creator. She always kept her faith in God, and she gave us a good home, and she has a master's degree now in education. And all this, everything was against her, everything. So I uplift you, Mom. To my dad, who's, he's always been a counselor and a chief, and people would be at our door every day looking, because our people are suffering out there, and I've seen it firsthand, right growing up, right since I was born, and people would be at our house, and Dad would always make sure that nobody went hungry. And I thank you, Dad, for your dedication, your strong leadership, and for giving me a good home. Yeah. My late grandmother, I know that her daughter Shirley's here, and Carla, my granny raised up Mom, and I had to spend 3 days a week with her, and I'm so glad for that, because she'd make me sit and pray for 30 minutes, and I used to get mad going there. Mom, Granny makes me pray long, but she'd be praying in her
And we've
language,
been listening to the new assembly of First Nations National Chief Cindy Woodhouse speaking at the convention in Ottawa. So Woodhouse most recently was AFN's regional chief for Manitoba, and again, she's taking over the position vacated by former National Chief Roseanne Archibald after she was ousted.